Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the player rating show. A player rating show with a smile and not a single number 4 or number 3 or number 2 in sight. It's a happy Chris Page, and it's a happy Liverpool fan base, I think, tonight, and rightfully so, to be honest with you. Liverpool have progressed to face the big boss Brighton in the FA Cup 4th round. So we're going to start by doing the player ratings, of course. So I'm going to name the player. I'm going to give you my mark. While I'm doing that, you get your marks in. And while it's all going on, we've got a poll for the Redmen TV viewers, man of the match at the same time. So the players that we've got going on there are Keita, a Thiago, a Elliott, and a Bajcetic. So if you are watching this on Twitter now, come and join us over on YouTube. We'll be leaving Twitter shortly, but we're live, youtube.com/the Redmen TV. Come and get your vote in for your player ratings and your man of the match. We'll see you over there on YouTube. If you're already here, we're going to start with Kelleher. Get your player ratings in and one quick sentence about it. So put Kelleher 6 and a quick sentence as to why you believe Kelleher was worth that 6 out of 10. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10, to be honest with you. And it's because there wasn't too much for him to do. I think he made 2 saves on the night. One of them probably was not really a real save, but it was going towards goal and he stopped it going in. Something that Tottenham's goalkeeper is not very good at. But Kelleher tonight was very good at it. Look, it was a bit of a muchness game for Caoimhin, I think. Probably a little bit surprised after Jurgen comes out and says that Alisson is the FA Cup keeper to then go and get a start in the FA Cup. But he did it and he doesn't let us down again. He was calm on the ball. I actually really like him with the ball at his feet. I think he can play the ball left-footed or right-footed. Used him at times like an extra outfield player when we were playing it around from the back. Just very good. Clean sheet as well. Clean sheet, and I believe it's something like our first away clean sheet since the start of September. Wow, that was last year, and quite significantly last year as well. Dixon says Kelleher 7 because of his hair. Keegan773 says Kelleher 7 clean sheet. Damien Ferguson, a bit more in line with what my thinking was, 6. Didn't have much to do. Aaron Palmer, 6, good distribution, not much else. And DJ Marky Mark, Kelleher, 6, wasn't massively tested, but done the job required indeed. So we're going to talk about Tsimikas, so leave us your marks for Tsimikas in the comments and I'll get to them very shortly. So, Kostas, apart from that shot where he just did what Liverpool left-backs do nowadays and hit the ball over the bar. Not significantly over the bar, not Robertson over the bar, but still over the bar. Apart from that, I didn't feel like he got forwards that much, to be honest with you. There was a lot of wide stuff and a lot of him on the ball, but I didn't feel like he bombed on loads. And got like whip crosses in and stuff today. I don't know whether it was a bit more of a subdued performance in that regard, in an offensive sort of regard for both fullbacks, to be honest with you, and whether it was more about keeping us tight at the back, basically. So I thought, you know, he did well defensively. He's up against Traore, and I think the first couple of minutes of the game, certainly the first 5 minutes, I was a little bit like, fucking hell. Is it going to be one of those days where we just spend pretty much half the game wondering whether Adama Traore is going to do something amazing or something ridiculous? But thankfully it wasn't that. I think we got to grips with him. It was early on, there was sort of 3-4 of the lads over here, compact over on the left-hand side, and they were breaking quickly. One pass to the middle and one out to Adama Traore, and it was up to Kostas Tsimikas to get out there, and it's always going to be difficult when you're bearing down on an Adama Traore, who indeed is in turn bearing down on you with incredible space and furious power, because that's what he does. But then it was about Carvalho. Was he going to be able to get back and help out, or were the midfielders Bajcetic and Thiago going to go over there? And I think Liverpool, after the first 5 minutes, got a bit of a handle on that, so that's good teamwork. So Kostas, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10, because I did think defensively he was good. He obviously does get forward at times, but maybe not as much as we've seen recently. So let's see where we're at with the comments. Chat disconnected. Please connect again. Great. Great. Dixon says, Costa 7.5, better trim. Oh, Dixon's loving their hair so far. Adam Palmer says 6, done well with the Dharma, steady. Dickie Oy Red says, Costa 7, didn't get forward as much, but good defensively. That's what I said, Dickie. I like that. You can come back. You agree with me. Legends Nub says 7, just a 7. Doesn't even feel the need to put his opinion across because he knows he's so fucking on the money. Well done you. I like that. Respect the confidence. And Nick Whitfield shot his load early and gone with a Konate 8, which is fine. Where did you get that jumper, mate? I have no idea. I'm guessing the club store, to be honest with you, and I'm guessing about looking at the state of it about 2 years ago. But hopefully it looks good on camera. So there you go, Riku. So yeah, we're going to do Ibu Konate next. And Nick shot his load early and he's gone with an 8 out of 10. I slightly disagree. Let me know your comments, your thoughts, of course, on Konate and give him a number out of 10. I actually think Konate was probably a 7 out of 10. I thought defensively he was good. Really good. I thought his passing was a little bit off today, if I'm being honest. I checked the stats afterwards as well. And they backed me up. I think it was about 68% pass completion, which for a centre-half in Liverpool's system, you're normally looking between 90 to 93, 94, 95%, something like that. It was certainly about that figure for Joe Gomez, but Ibu Konate, maybe he's playing a few more dangerous passes and stuff, which would explain why his is slightly lower, but 68% for a Liverpool centre-half is pretty unheard of, to be honest with you. But the defensive side of things, 5 clearances, 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 1 tackle on the day for Ibu Konate. So yeah, he defended well. And he was playing that left-hand side, he was playing the right-hand side, wasn't he? We've got them the wrong way around, and I think we had Joe Gomez over on the left-hand side. But yeah, let me have a look at what you guys have been saying. The Sing Konate 7.5 defended, didn't concede. I like that, didn't concede, brilliant. Konate was on fire, says Ziffo Bruce. I give him an 8. Ibu 7, solid enough, if not spectacular, but a clean sheet, so solid. DJ Marky Marks back with a Konate 7, mostly solid performance and mostly good reading of the game tonight. And Grace Talbot's joining the Konate party with a 7.5. Solid bloke, made some good blocks, but missing Verge's passing. Nice, like that. Succinct, on point. Excellent work. Mikey J, Konate 7, can't forget this is Wolves, the worst attacking team in the Prem. I did forget it was Wolves, the worst attacking team in the Prem. Thanks for fucking ruining it, Mikey. You couldn't just let me have this one, could you, mate? Just 1-0 victory. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be able. All right then, no, 4. I'm only kidding. 7. Joe Gomez. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 as well. So far we've got a 6, we've got a 7, we've got a 7, and we've got another 7 for Joe Gomez. I mentioned to Paul on the Final Whistle show then, I was a little bit concerned about Joe and what type of Joe Gomez performance we were going to see today, but thankfully, completely unfounded reservations, because Joe Gomez was as solid as Ibu Konate was. I think, defensively he did well. He got a good couple of blocks on there, 4 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 interception and 2 tackles tonight for Big Joe, which is, I think you will all agree, decent defensive numbers. So there's always that. Robert Milliken says, Gomez 7, that's more like him. He didn't get bodies. I know. This is one of the things, right? He absolutely needed to start this game to bury the fucking ghost of Danny Welbeck. Because if you, he really ruined him. Just unnecessarily ruined him. It was mad, and thankfully Klopp puts his arm around him in a sense and puts him onto the field and lets him have at it, and he did well. Gomez 7, some good headers to clear the ball, filled in well at right back towards the end as well, says power curve, yeah, like that. Nate, big confident Nate. Milner 7. Daniel Carey says, the way you said decent defensive numbers should be a meme. I think, did I do a thumbs up at the same time? Oh, God. What am I doing with my life? James Milner then played right back for about 66 minutes of this game against Wolves. 66 minutes would be 2/3 of a clean sheet. No? It wasn't 100 minutes. What was the added time in the first half? Like 2? We got to 97. Let's give him 2/3 of a clean sheet. We'll round it up. It's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever. Again, I felt a little bit like with Costas that he didn't get forwards too far. He provided width when we needed it, and he was always an option for a midfielder, a Bajcetic or a Keita or something, or Thiago as he drifts about and plays with the ball and stuff. But again, I don't feel like he really bombed down there, which is absolutely fine. You know, we can't all be flying right backs, and at James Milner's age, he probably shouldn't be a flying right back, but he did his job well, didn't he? He's going up against their left winger, who was a bit of a bag of tricks, to be honest with you. He's difficult to deal with. He's got much more pace than James Milner. He fouled him when he needed to foul him. He waited for help when he needed to wait for help. And I just thought defensively he was absolutely solid, which is why I'm giving him a 7. Dylan 180 says Milner 7. Solid, brought some stability to the defence. Tommy said good captain's performance. Phil Keeley says Milner 8. Lockie David 8. So bloody solid. Yeah. Should have had a crew. Ben Heron, Millie 8, thought he didn't step a foot wrong and worked really well. And Lola Collin comes in a little bit late and hasn't read the room and just says Costas 5, which I think is a bit sly, to be honest with you. When we've got a clean sheet, come on the Reds, let's go. 7 for Milner as usual, solid crossing, good defending, beat some players, which was nice, says Jesse Lash. It was great when he went past that man and then the man rode him and then the man fell off him. I thought that was great times. Fun was had. The man was on the floor and Chris was happy. So we're going to move on then to the middle of the park, and maybe one of my favourite performances from a Liverpool player this evening in Stefan Bajcetic, 18 years old, and Paul, as he was likely to remind me, just 18 years old. Bosch, just absolutely fucking superb, wasn't he? I mean, he looks like a child. And he played like a fucking man there, didn't he? And not in like the manly sense, just like a fucking proper experience performance from a proper professional footballer. And he's not quite got the physique of the others around him. But I tell you what he doesn't have in physique, he makes up for in a willingness to put his fucking body on the way, go in for 50-50s, try and win the fucking ball back. And like he's got the fucking Green Lantern's ring or something, he's a master of the time-space continuum when he wants to be. Because he can create time and create space with a fucking turn. Xabi Alonso-esque. I know I'm getting a bit carried away with a 1-0 win in the cup against Wolves on a replay, but fuck it. I'm here and you're not, so I'm getting fucking carried away about Stefan Bajcetic. And he's brilliant. Like, there's a couple of ones where he just does that little shimmy and gets past the man and then he's out and he's broke. And it's that type of bravery and possession that Liverpool have needed for weeks, by the way. For absolutely weeks, because we've just had none of it. It's just, ball to me, shit, pass the problem on to somebody else. Pass the problem on to somebody else. Oh, there's a man coming, I'll pass the problem on to somebody else. And Bajcetic never, he fucking went round the problem and then just carried on and went, you know what, and this is it, isn't it? What I want to see from Liverpool players in possession is for Liverpool to be in a stronger position when you give the ball to somebody else than they were when you picked it up. And Stefan Bajcetic was doing that. He would beat a man and he'd turn around the man and Liverpool would be in a better position when he handed the ball off. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 and I think you should too. Mr. Chick Flick says 9 for me. I'm defo Bajcetic's biggest fan, not like Misery, of course. Okay, Dixon, Badge 9, ready for a bigger role in the team since we ain't signing anyone. He might have to be. And at 18 years old, he's primed, isn't he? Bajcetic a 9, and please work on how to say his name. Listen, Neil Jones told me it was Bajcetic, so I'm sticking with Bajcetic. Whether it's right or it's fucking wrong, I can't change it now. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I literally can't say this lad's fucking name, and I can't say this lad's name. And I've been told how to say this lad's name, but every time I say Tsimikas, Paul has a wry smile on his face like I'm doing it fucking wrong. Like the man didn't. He's literally outside the room. I can see him doing it now. Don't think I haven't fucking noticed, Paul. Timmer. Tsimikas told me to say it like Tsimikas. I didn't respect him enough in the video to do it, but now it's stuck. No. No. Now it's stuck. No, it's gone. It's not stuck. He's gone. Oh, God, there's only one thing to say there. Timmy! So there you go. Tsimikas, right. Say it without the T, basically. No, you're supposed to say it without the S. He told me. Go and watch the video. It's on YouTube. You can see it. I think if you were to search quick-fire questions with Kostas Tsimikas, you'll find it. Bajcetic is a great star, says Phil Keeley. Stefan is a gorgeous player, says the Sin Singe. And our Timmy Casillas, says Ben Heron, lovely. Kostas, Chris has killed Kostas, apologies. Yeah, Bajcetic, easy, a 9 out of 10 for me. Whoa. Who did that? Was that you? Did you do that with your mind? Can you do it again? It wasn't you, it was me. I did it with my mind. Watch. Go down, Thiago. Stop, Thiago. You can't write this shit. You don't get that anywhere else, do you? Fucking hell. Right, Thiago. No, I've lost it. Sorry, you've got to be focused. Thiago, I'm giving an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of Thiago in the comments. Sorry, I've lost it, everybody. Can't do it. 8 for me, says Affilio. Again, Thiago does what Thiago does, and that this time around was put himself about. But it was the way that Thiago, I've done it again, and Naby Keita were able to get forwards that I thought was brilliant. So you could see it, couldn't you? The ball would go back to their keeper. Harvey Elliott might run in. And then Gakpo, fucking Cody was going forwards as well. Carvalho was pressing. And these two were like on a fucking piece of string, like a fantastic double tennis team. If he moved left, he moved right. And like this, and like fucking this. It was just fucking brilliant. And they were so high up the pitch. And then they were backed up by Stefan that Wolves at times couldn't get out. And then I'm talking mainly of the first half here, because the second half probably was a little bit more Wolves than it was Liverpool. In fact, a lot more Wolves than it was Liverpool, although we didn't let them create loads of good chances. But the two of them worked in tandem with the three forwards, and that's what we've needed to see for a little while now. And because they pressed high up the pitch, they won the ball high up the pitch. When we win the ball high up the pitch, we know what Jurgen Klopp thinks of counter-pressing, and winning the ball high up the pitch and it being a playmaker. And we were able to do that. I counted 3 times in the first half where Thiago won the ball high up the pitch, and we were able to turn that into opportunities or put Wolves under a little bit of pressure. So for me, Thiago was an 8 and he bossed it. Dickie Oired, oh go ahead. Thiago, 8, bossed it, led the midfield well. A fine example for Bajcetic to follow. Felix Eno, Thiago very safe with the ball and search for ways to play forwards, not sideways, 8. Thiago, 8, never had a hard on watching a man play with a ball before, says Ben Heron, absolutely. Controversy, say Quad Bod, thank you so much Quad Bod. Thiago was not our best midfielder, who indeed was. I'll let you decide, you can vote in the poll. For 2 of them, certainly. We'll move on then to Naby Keita, who I thought was brilliant again, much in the same way as Thiago. The fact that the two of them were pressing, brilliant to see. But there's something slightly different with Naby, and it's proved perfectly with the first goal, isn't it? You know, Harvey Elliott's running through, and Naby just runs ahead of him, drags the defender backwards, as I suppose, from the defender's point of view, and away from Harvey Elliott. When if Keita, isn't there, the defender's probably stepping up and asking a question, or at least maybe getting closer to be able to get a block off for the shot. But Naby Keita did those types of runs, certainly all first half, but most of the game. Selfless runs, the ones that you know you're not going to get the ball, but you keep doing anyway because it opens something up behind you. But when he was on the ball as well, I thought he was really good tonight, and that's why I've given Keita an 8. Power Curve says Keita, 7.5, much better performance than we've seen when he's been subbed on. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. J Mango. Keita, 7, apply pressure well, look to make incisive passive, annoyed that he will be leaving on a free. The sign sings, says Naby, 8 is 19th, 90 minutes for Liverpool FC, I believe so. Phil Keeley, Naby, good, 8, love it. Dickie Naby could still stay, don't fall into the trap, mate. And Tom Rotherham Music, Keita, 8, reminded me of Genie today, a great helping hand. Stevie G, member for 11 months. Welcome, Mr. Stevie G. Keita, Thiago and Bajcetic versus Chelsea. Has to be. Keita, Thiago and Bajcetic versus Chelsea has to be. Listen, I might agree with you, I might not, but now is not the place for that video. Let me wallow in a 1-0 victory. Let me bathe in it. Just want it. I don't want to wallow. I don't know why I said wallow. Wallow's a stupid word to use at this time. But anyway, we move on. We ride. We're going to move on. I gave Keita an 8, I gave Thiago an 8, gave Bajcetic a 9. Where are you, Nabby? Get back over there, you fucking blurt. We're going to move on to Carvalho then. Probably the player that I've sort of struggled with attaching a number to his performance most today. I'm going to give him a 7, to be honest. I think that's what I kind of settled on. And I feel a little bit sly giving him a 7. But I do think that by comparison to like Harvey Elliott and Thiago and Keita have just given 8s and stuff, I think he was probably just a shade below them. It's all moments at the moment. Fucking hell. It's all moments at the moment for Fabio Carvalho. And I just don't feel like right now he's able to put 90 minutes together. He's sort of floating into the game and out of the game. And maybe I'm judging him harshly here, but we've been afforded some unbelievable fucking forwards over the last few years. And I heard Paul talking before about how he rates sort of players and stuff. And I can't help but think of your Manes and your Salah type performances and then Carvalho against it and like rating what their 10s are to what his 10s are and stuff like that. I think 7. I think it's a decent mark. He was good. He was fine. He ran around and he pressed and he harried like they all did, and that's something that I'm really proud of today and I'm really made up to have seen. Quad Bod said 7's fair for Carvalho. Black Gold Red, he's too wasteful and soft. And he said 6 to be kind to Carvalho. Mark Tish, Carvalho 5.5. Carvalho should be a world beater, but seems to disappear. Could be the next Coutinho for us, but a 6. He's so young though, isn't he, that he's got time to get there. You know what I mean? And I think right now, again, you know, he shouldn't be starting for Liverpool, but he is. And it was the pressing of these lads and these lads that allowed Liverpool to get that victory tonight, I think, and control the game in the first half. And Carvalho was a big part of that. So, yeah, 7 out of 10. It's Crossbow. Thank you so much for the super chat. Not just now, but all night as well, mate. Really appreciate it. I play Bajcetic more now after that performance. I do think we can trust him. I do. I agree with you. So I'm going to go over to... I'm going to go Gakpo next, actually. Couple of errand sort of shots. Couple of bad shots, actually, to be honest. One was okay, but I felt like it could be the start of Cody as a false 9, and you know, physically doesn't look like a false 9, but technically when the ball's at his feet, he absolutely does. His touch is brilliant, his close control is really good, and he seems to have an eye for space, and that's something that, you know, I know that Liverpool's coaches absolutely adore in players. It's not about formations, and we talk about formations all the time. It's not about formations, it's about finding space, and that's what Cody can do. Like he was just milling around wherever anybody needed him to be, and that's a very Bobby trait, isn't it? And, you know, obviously we want to see a sort of galvanising sort of signing like we got with Diaz last season. I don't think we're going to get that with Cody Gakpo, but I do feel like he can just thread everything together in a bit Bobby-ish. So yeah, I thought it was probably a 7 out of 10 performance again for him tonight. Let's see, interesting to see where you guys are with this. The science in is Gakpo 6.5, Black Gold Red Gakpo was a solid 7, Dickie Red 7.5, was everywhere, doesn't lack confidence, intelligent, looks to link up. Jay Reese, 7, decent link-up play, but doesn't look like he wants to run in behind. We've got so used to Nunes' style of play. Countless times we played the ball in behind and he would always come short. There was that one sort of misunderstanding, actually, between Costas, wasn't it, and Cody, where he was there and Cody just dropped back onto the penalty spot. What we wanted was probably someone to go the near post. That'll come with time. You know, these guys haven't played with him very often at all. He's just basically through the door, isn't he? So, and he's come into a shit show, to be honest, hasn't he? He's come into that shit show where I was joking around where he's going, what the fucking hell have I signed for these fuckers for last week? But now he's probably thinking, oh God, Liverpool, yeah, it's right. Come on, let's do it. And finally then, let's move on to Harvey Elliott from the starting 11. I'm going to give him a big 9 out of 10. Let me know yours in the comment section, of course. And I'll go through some of them as well. A, the goal's fucking fantastic. B, he worked his fucking socks off and pressed and just did everything you needed. And C, proved that he can actually play right wing, which is great, because I was a little bit like, oh, I don't think he can do it anymore. I don't think he's got the pace. Well, look, he might not have the pace, but he showed me tonight he's got the nous to be able to do it, and he can find space when he needs to. And if he needs to cut inside and maybe get a shot off, he can do. Or if he needs to carry the ball and put the ball into the net from 30 yards, he can do that. But he can also link up play really well, and I think we knew that already from him. Jesse Largest, 9 for sure. Fantastic goal and ran his legs off, going to be a phenomenal player. It's crossbow 9.5. The goal was incredible. Did a massive job on the wing. I think he's better on the wing in midfield, to be fair. 9, definitely put a shift in. Power curve, 9, amazing goal. You could tell he was trying his hardest and seemed like one of the only players showing passion at the minute. Harvey, 9, cheeky elegance with that finish. So Dixon, quad bod, Harvey, 8 for performance, +1 for the sheer effort, equals 9. Okay. I like that. The effort was there, wasn't it? I think, yeah, you can see. He just fucking loves it as well. There's nothing better than hoping and praying that a player that you fucking love because they love it does well. Now, Harvey Elliott's got it all, hasn't he? He's got the skill, he's got the finish, he's got the fucking work rate, and most importantly, he fucking loves the football club. So yeah, love that. Big Nat Phillips then, just whistle through these ones. Come in, defended, gets himself a 7. Salah, probably a 6 out of 10 for me tonight. Yeah, went central, didn't do too much at all. Dug in at the end though, did dig in at the end, and they all did, and that probably dug in at the end, dug in at the end, dug in at the end. But Kate Jones is going to give a 6 out of 10. Did his job, did exactly what we needed him to do. Fabinho did his job, dug in at the end, and Doak ran round like a fucking madman for 15 minutes and somehow managed to elevate himself to a 7. Fucking love that kid. He's absolutely fucking brilliant. So there you go. That's my player ratings. We've got a poll out, and I can see now that Bajcetic has won the man of the match, the Redmen TV viewers man of the match. 55% of the vote went to Stefan Bajcetic, 34% went to Elliott, 6% Thiago, and 3% for Naby Keita. I agree with that. Bajcetic was my man of the match as well. He's your man of the match. That is the player rating show. We've got the instant match reaction up next on Redmen Plus. There's still time to sign up and watch it if you want, you know. Do it! Right, that's me. Goodbye.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Check out redmenplus.com, and if you join as a club legend on there at a yearly rate, you'll be instantly emailed 2 codes to get yourself 2 free pieces of merch from redmenmerch.com. Boss Liverpool t-shirts to sit in, watch and listen to our podcast. It's Boss, your boss. See you on redmenplus.com.